you for tuning in with me today, Amber Brewster. We're going to get started lying down on our mat. Go ahead and lie down, feet flat on the floor, knees bent. Lying in neutral spine, you have a little space under your low back, a little space under the neck. Press the arms gently into the floor and feel this openness across the chest from collarbone to collarbone. Notice your breathing. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Bring the inhale breath to the back body at the base of the ribs. And notice this inhale breath filling bottom to top. Just notice the breath. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest expand. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, back body, ribs, chest expanding fully. Exhale, the ribs funnel together, drawing the belly in and up. One more full expansion on the inhale. And full exhalation. And moving the arms as you inhale, stretch the arms straight up overhead. Exhale, circle the arms down by the sides, hovering. Inhale, stretch arms overhead. Exhale, circle. Inhale, arms reach up and over. Exhale, circle down. 3 more. As the arms stretch overhead, notice how the back wants to lift away, but you're going to keep neutral. Inhale. Exhale, circle. 1 more. Inhale, stretch overhead. Exhale, circle the arms down. Press the palms down into the mat, back of the arms active. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, imprint low back. Inhale, release to neutral. Continue moving with your breath. Exhale, imprinting. Inhale, the pelvis rocks back to neutral. As you tuck and imprint, the pubic bone comes to the sternum, and it lengthens away from the sternum as you go through neutral. Pelvic rocking. Exhale, inhale, neutral. So there's no glute squeezing, it's the abdominal muscles pulling the pubic bone up to pull the belly in and up, and lengthening away to restore neutral. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, pelvic curl, imprinting, and inhale, releasing. And exhale, imprint. And release. Now we're going to move into our pelvic clock. As you exhale, imprint low back. Left hip lowers as the right hip lifts. You make a circle around right hip and tuck. So think of drawing a circle on the mat where your sacrum is touching down. 12 o'clock is your navel and imprinting. Left hip, tailbone, right hip, imprint. Continue moving about. We'll call this clockwise. Noticing the weight into the feet. As you press the left hip down into the floor, the right foot is pressing. As that right hip presses into the floor, the left hip foot is pressing. So you feel this cross action through the feet, creating this swirling of the abdominal contents. Left tailbone, right imprint. And as you continue, you begin to make the circles less pronounced. And you feel as though you're circulating that hot chocolate around the top rim of the coffee mug. And then you'll pause into the imprint position as we reverse, switching directions: right hip, tailbone, left hip, tuck. Right hip, tailbone, left hip, tuck. And you may feel as though you move through one hip section that it might get a little jerky. Spend a little more time there, creating more fluidity. So we're waking up those really small muscles around the hip and into the abdominals to support our bigger movements as we move into class. And imagine you're drawing a circle, the base of that coffee mug, as you're swirling it around. And then you see the top of your abdominals representing the top of the mug. And you're so fluid with this circle that you're not spilling any delicious hot cocoa out of the mug. You just have this perfect foam on top, swirling around, creating a candy cane-like circular motion on the top. 3, circle 2, circle, last one, imprint. Hold that imprint as you begin to roll the spine up into your bridge. As you lift the hips, inhale, tucking the tail through the knees. Exhale, roll the spine down. Inhale through neutral. Exhale, pelvic curl, imprint lifts away as you roll the spine up. Notice the feet, big toe to little toe, equally pressing down. And exhale, roll the spine down. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, pelvic curl, rolling up. Inhale as you expand more into the back ribs. Exhale, funnel the ribs forward towards the pelvis as you roll down. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, pelvic curl, rolling up. Inhale at the top, we pause. As you exhale, pull the right leg into tabletop. We begin to march. Inhale, step the right foot down. Exhale, pull the left leg into tabletop. Inhale, left foot steps down, alternating right. Steps down, inhale. Exhale, left. 2 more. Keep the pelvis squared to the ceiling, right? Keep those arms active, and left. Lower down, take an inhale, and exhale, rolling the spine down. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, pelvic curl, roll up. Inhale to pause. As you exhale, pull the right leg into tabletop. We'll hold here. Toe taps with the right. Tap the right foot down and lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Right toe taps into tabletop. 1 more. Lift and step the right foot down. Lift the hips, tuck the tail, and float the left leg into tabletop. Tap down with the left toe and lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 2. 1 more. And step the left foot down. Take an inhale, square up those hips. And exhale, roll the spine down. If flexion serves your body, you can join into the chest lift, bringing the hands behind the head. Or stay in neutral to preserve your spine if you have osteo. As you exhale, funnel the ribs together, pull the belly in and up, imprint low back. If you have osteoporosis, you can stay there with that focusing of the abdominals pulling in and up. If chest lift is okay, we exhale and curl up. And inhale, lower down. Exhale, chest lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale, curl up. The ribs funnel together. Abdominals pull in and up under those ribs. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, curl up. Hold there. Inhale, circle the arms around the thighs. Exhale, deepen the C curve using those arms. Inhale, hands behind the head. And exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, chest lift. Inhale, circle the arms around. Exhale, deepen over those front ribs. Inhale, the hands behind the head. And exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, chest lift. Inhale, the hands behind the thighs. Exhale, slide the sternum towards that pubic bone. Deepening into that C curve, we inhale, hold, hands behind head, and exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, chest lift. You should be feeling this under those front ribs. Inhale, circle the hands behind the head. Hands behind those thighs. Exhale, we curl up. We're going to hold here as you inhale the hands behind the head and float that right leg into tabletop and left leg into tabletop. If neutral is where you're at, head can be down, legs in tabletop. Alternate toe taps, right and left. So we're not bending the knee to lower, we're arcing that upper thigh bone forward and away from the belly to challenge those muscles. If you need a rest, place that head down, but focus on the belly muscle drawing in and up, pressing the spine on the mat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs in tabletop, rest the head down. You'll reach your hands up to 90 degrees. Legs remain in tabletop. Inhale, open the knees, lower legs, and arms. You'll hover the hands 1 inch off the floor. As you exhale, come back through 90, legs in tabletop. Keep an imprint of the low back on the floor using those abdominals. Inhale, open arms and legs. Exhale, return. Inhale, open. Legs make a V. And exhale, close. Inhale, legs make a V, arms to a T. And exhale, close. 2 more. Both arms and legs open. Like bookends, they close. 1 more. And close. Now from here, we're going to do opposites. Left leg, right arm. And exhale back through center. Right leg, left arm opens. Exhale, center. Left leg, right arm. Exhale, center. You want to keep your torso right in center and not rocking to one side or the other. And switch. Left leg, right arm. And center. Right leg, left arm. And center. Lower both arms. Palms up. Press the back of the hands down. Squeeze the legs together. We move into our supine twist. A slight tuck and imprint of that low back. As you inhale, knees to the right. Exhale, center. Inhale, knees left. Exhale, center. Imagine you have a book on your knees. As you rock right, that left knee is in the same plane as the right. Center. As you rock left, that right knee reaches into the same plane as the left. Right, Sometimes we tend to back bend here, so really tuck the pelvis as you rotate, so you don't overarch into the low back. Left. 2 more, right? And left. Grab the knees with both hands. We move into our double leg stretch in neutral spine. Take an inhale here, you stretch legs and arms out. Exhale, circle the arms, bend the knees over the hips. Inhale, focus on the front ribs pulling to the back body. Exhale, center. And notice if you feel the spine lift away from the mat at all, you know you're using your back muscles and not your abdominals. Keep those on. And exhale, circle. Inhale, double leg stretch. Exhale, center. If you lower the legs, it's going to be more challenging. If you extend up to 90, a little less challenge. Your choice. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, circle. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale, circle. From here, stretch that left leg out. And switch. Single leg stretch in a neutral spine. Here you want to keep those belly muscles pulling in and up. As you stretch the leg, try to fire up the back of the leg. So it's not just the front of the leg working. The whole leg is on, supporting it as you stretch out. Push the shin into the hands as you pull the hands into the shin, creating more abdominal drawing in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull both knees in towards the chest. Bring the arms out to a T. You're going to stretch that left leg out as we move into our hip circle. Stretch the right leg up and flex the right foot. Notice if you have a bend in your right knee. Maybe you lower the right leg so you can really reach that straight leg up. Now point and flex. Point and flex. 4. Rather than pulling the toes back, pull the ball of the foot so you get the whole ankle bending. 1 more. Now here, I want you to flex the foot. You're going to make small circles, crossing the left leg out to the right side and back up. And imagine you're drawing a snail where the circles gradually get bigger. You can start out with a 1-inch circle, a 3-inch circle, as you slowly progress, getting bigger. Notice the challenge to keep the belly muscles engaged throughout the circling to help stabilize your torso in neutral. The idea with Pilates is that we create a strong center so our limbs have a great base of support to move from. Otherwise, we're like Gumby and we're not efficient. Pause the right leg up and we reverse. So we start small to the right, cross over left. Maybe you're so small, you're just learning to feel that circle. And as you slowly get bigger, you're probably feeling that front thigh. You're doing it right. Continue for 6, 5, 4, 3 more. Last one. Lower the right leg down to the earth, point the foot, and float the left leg up. From here, flex and point. Ankle, dorsi, plantar flexion. Arms are active. Pressing to the back of the floor with the hands. And pause the left ankle into the flexed foot position. Small circles. Cross over right to the outside and back to start. So you find your small circle, may look like a star, maybe an octagon. Just noticing as you slowly get a little bigger. Notice maybe it becomes more fluid as the muscles warm up. Maybe your leg is shaking. It's okay. You're doing it right. And slowly get bigger. Straighten that leg fully, reaching the heel to the ceiling as you get bigger, like a big snail shell. 2. Last one. Pause, straighten the leg fully. Find your 90 degrees. That may be down for a little bit. That's okay. Reverse out to the left. Cross over right. I'm making mine big so you can see it, but you'll start small. And then you'll gradually get bigger. And maybe here you're noticing that one leg, it's easier than the other. Just notice. That's why we do Pilates and we balance ourselves. Continue making those circles bigger. Remember your breath, you're not holding it, it's flowing. 2 and 1. Bend the left knee, step the foot down. Both feet come back under as we come into our bridge. Hands come down by the sides. Let's stretch out the front of the thighs with our bridge. Inhale. Exhale, pelvic curl, rolling the spine up. Lift the hips. We hold. Walk the fingers towards the feet. Knees forward as you pull the heels to the shoulders. Feel the front of those hips stretch and lengthen as you tuck your tail, pressing your hips towards the ceiling. Notice the feet. Big toe, little toe. Equally pressing the balls of the feet down, we lift both heels and lower both heels. Heels lift and lower. As the heels lift, notice how the pressure may come solely to the pinky toe. Can you bring it more to the big toe, equal, across the ball of the foot? 3, 2, 1. Now alternate, keeping left heel up, lower the right. Try to keep that pelvis centered, not rocking, as you lift one heel and then the other. Good work. 4, 3, 2, arms are active. 1, lift both heels, keep them lifted as you roll the spine down. Pull the knees in towards the chest. Make small circles with the knees in opposition. Releasing the low back. We're going to roll over to our right side. Stretching the right arm out, palm up. Left hand comes slightly forward of the right shoulder here. We're lining our whole spine up and torso with the back edge of the mat. The feet pointed, come slightly forward of those hips. Your side lift. Squeeze the legs together and lift them up as the heels and big toes squeeze together. So you find your whole spine neutral. As you exhale, lift the legs, you're side bending, creating a little banana with that left side. Inhale, we lengthen the left side. And exhale, we shorten that left side to lift the legs. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Squeeze that bottom leg to the top. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Inhale, lower. Exhale, legs lift. Keep that left hip stacked on top of the right. And lower. Exhale, lift. Hold. Now keep that left leg high as you lower that right leg to the floor. Keep that left side bend and exhale, lift the right leg to the top. Bottom leg lowers and lifts. Feel that inner thigh love and lift. 3 more with that right leg squeezing up to the top. Lift 2. 1 more, lift. Lower both legs. You'll bend the right knee. Left hand can come onto that left hip, or you can stay here for more support. With the left hand on the hip, reach the hip away. Now we're going to keep our spine neutral the whole time here. No side bending anymore. Floppy foot. You're going to lower the big toe to the earth and lift the outside of the heel up. So here as that left leg lifts, the right side body doesn't press down like it did in the first exercise. So we're just lifting to the point where that hip stays stacked on top of the bottom. 2 and 1. Now we come down through parallel, floppy foot. Inhale, hip hinge, lift, lower, sweep back. Inhale, it's like your side kick with a lift and a lower for that outer left glute. Strong hips, happy walking. Inhale, lift, lower, and sweep. Keep it at hip height as you bring it forward. Lift higher, lower hip height as you sweep. Inhale, lift, lower. Try not to tuck the pelvis. Bring that leg forward. Hold here. Really reach that hip away from your left underarm. You're bringing that left leg forward as much as you can keep your pelvis neutral. And yes, the power and magic is in that hold. And then we lift up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and feel it drop. 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and drop. 2, 3, 4, 5. One more set. Up. 2, 3. Good work. 5 and drop. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sweep the leg back. Point the foot. And relax. We'll come up and over to the left side. Lying down on your left side, left palm up, spine in line with the back edge of the mat. Right hand in front, palm down, shoulders, hips stacked, bringing those feet slightly forward of the hips so you can see the toes being equal. Now you're going to float the legs up so it's if you were standing on your tippy toes and you had a nice, perfect neutral spine. As you exhale, lift both legs. You're side bending to the right. That left side presses down into the mat. Inhale, you feel the left side restore to neutral. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lengthen. Keep those feet reaching away from the hips. And exhale, squeeze the bottom up to the top. Lower. Exhale, pull the belly in as you lift. Squeeze those heels together and lower. Exhale, lift for 2 and lower. Exhale, lift, we hold. Now lower the bottom leg and exhale, lift to the top. Keep that side bend in the right side body as you lower left and lift. Feel that left inner thigh working to lift it up. Think of it floating to the right leg. And lift for 2. And lift, last 1. And lower. Bend that left knee. Right hand more stable forward. Or it could be on that right hip, reminding you keep pelvis neutral. Floppy right foot. So it's not flexed, it's floppy. We inhale, hinge, lift, lower, and sweep. Keep that heel as high as the hip as you kick it back and bring it forward. Lift it higher, lower hip level. Inhale, lift, lower, sweep. Forward, lift, lower, sweep. Keep that tail light shining bright away from you. Lift, lower, sweep. Now we bring it forward. Bring that right hand on that hip and reach that right side body away from the underarm. And then up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and drop, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more sets, up, 3, 4, 5, and drop, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more, up, 2, 3. Good work. Last one, drop, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it there. Lengthen that sit bone away. Sweep it back, point the foot. Good work. Go ahead and lie down on your back. Don't worry, I didn't forget those glute stretches today. You worked them hard. Lying down on your back, you're going to cross that right leg over the left, creating a figure 4 shape. Thumbs come into those hip creases. With that right leg crossed over left, notice how the left hip wants to hike up. Push that left hip away, keeping that pelvis square. Once you have a squared pelvis, maybe you pull that left knee in towards the chest. So we're not pushing on the right knee. Use the strength in your own muscle to guide the knee away from the chest. So you're using your external rotator to bring that knee away from the chest, rather than pushing on it, which just creates more tension in the joint. We need more strength for those joints to support us. Now you can stay here with this one. If this other stretch suits you, cross that right leg more over the left, and then grab the shins or the ankles, whatever says from your body is the right one. So here we get more into the piriformis stretch, your deeper external rotator, not just your glute. Try to keep that pelvis square. It might be tucking, that's okay, depending on how tight you are. Once you connect in with that tension, use the exhale breath to feel the tension melt away. Relaxing the shoulders. And then slowly release, uncross. Tuck the pelvis, resetting. We'll bring that left leg across the right. Thumbs into the hip creases, making sure that right hip hasn't pushed away and you're side bending in that right side. So we want to keep the pelvis centered and square. If you're getting a stretch here, that's great. No need to move to the next step. If your body's saying, I need more, simply grab that right thigh. But remember, we're not pushing. You're using that left glute to guide the left knee away from the chest. Keeping the pelvis neutral, centered. If neutral doesn't work, you can have an imprint of that low back. But make sure your right hip isn't hiking up. So you can stay here in your figure 4 stretch or thread the needle. Or cross that left leg over. Pull the shins towards the chest. Maybe you grab the ankles. Your body will tell you. How does it tell you? If you feel a lot of tension created in your neck, shoulders, just trying to hold the position, back off just a little and try to find a little more ease in your effort. With each exhale, the fascia slowly melts into lengthening. And release. You'll roll over onto your belly. We're going to come onto our forearms. Your elbows are under your shoulders, and you have a straight line with your middle finger to your elbow. Palms are spread out. Notice all your fingers, thumb, index, knuckles pressing down. Notice how the arch of the wrist lifts when you press your fingers into the mat. We're keeping those wrists safe. From here, you're going to tuck that right toe under, left toe under. As you exhale, pull the belly in, lift the hips. We come into our forearm plank. Maybe you think, wow, my body's not doing that. Keep your knees on the floor and lift your pelvis. And then you lower the pelvis. On your exhale, you lift the pelvis, straighten the legs. Inhale, lower the legs, the pelvis. Exhale, lift, hover. Inhale, lower, gaze forward. So we're working more into a back bend. As you exhale, belly muscles come in to support. That's why our infamous plank is so good for our abdominals. Lower the knees. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, lift the hips. Belly in to support the legs straightening. 3 more. Lower. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the pelvis first, then the knees if it works. You don't have to lift the knees, that's okay. Lower, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, lift, hold, reach those heels back. And lower down. 1 more, exhale, lift and lengthen. Lower the right knee. Lower the left knee, send your hips back. You'll walk your knees under your hips directly. And then you're going to straighten your arms out. And you're making a straight line from your hips to your shoulders to the hands. From here, notice the hand position. We talked about it. Thumbs, knuckles, index finger, and knuckle all pressing down. The rest of the fingers press down into the mat as you preserve that wrist arch. Now, just to fun play with your body, you're going to let the wrist arch collapse and notice how the fingers lift. We don't want that. You want to keep your thumb and index finger down and the fingers pressing down as the wrist arch is preserved. Why are we talking about this? Because we're going to come into our quadruped now and practice that. And if you need support, you can always roll the mat up to keep the wrist arch a little more supported. So we bring those hands under the shoulders. Keep your gaze at the mat between the thumbs. On your inhale, stretch the right leg out. As you exhale, bend the knee lower. Inhale, left leg stretches out. Exhale, knee bends. As you inhale, right leg, reach the crown of the head and the heel away from each other and bend. Inhale, left leg and bend. Notice the hands. Notice how the knuckles start to lift away as we bring our awareness away from it. And then the wrist arch just takes the beating over and over. Right leg. Inhale, left leg. Now stretch that right leg out. And then we lift the right straight leg up. Toe tap down, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Notice the weight into your hands. Can you make it more equal? It's nearly impossible, but try to bring more centeredness into both hands. 3, 2, 1 more with the right leg, bend the knee, bring it back under. We stretch the left leg out on the inhale. Keep that gaze down, back of the neck long. Exhale, lift the left leg up. The pelvis stays neutral. Lower and lift. So when that left leg lifts, the pubic bone pulls up towards the sternum so we don't dump into the low back, but we keep our belly muscles strong to support the low back. Push into those hands, lift the chest away from the floor. 2, 1 more, bend the knee. Okay, from here, tuck those toes under. We'll take an inhale, lengthen the spine neutral. As you exhale, lift the knees, hover them off the mat. And lower down. We'll do 3 more, just the knees lifting. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Notice what's happening to the hands. Keep those knuckles and fingers down. Pull the webbing between the thumb and index finger towards knuckle, knuckle. Last one, we lift the knees. You can hold here, continue lifting and lowering, or add on with that exhale breath, we stretch the right leg. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, left leg stretches. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, right, 4. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch left. Inhale, bend. And last 2, right. And bend. Last one, left. And bend and lower the knees. You can bring the knees out wide, toes together. Send your hips back into a child's pose. And then bend the elbows and roll your wrists out. And reverse. We'll come onto our bellies. If you tend to fall into your low back and back extension, you can always put a tiny little pillow under your hips so it gets you out of that little back bend. You'll bring your arms straight overhead, nod the chin, and rest the forehead on the mat. Toes are untucked. Reach the legs away from the hips. The legs can be hip distance parallel, about a foot in between to 6 inches. As you exhale, lift your right arm and lower it. Exhale, lift left arm and lower. Now move the right leg up and lower. Left leg, exhale and lower. Right arm, tuck your pelvis and lower. Left arm and lower. Right leg. Notice how the hip bone presses. Can you keep your hip bone, pubic bone equally pressing as you lift left? Now right arm, left leg lifts. Hover the head 1 to 2 inches off the mat, and now keep the head hovering. And switch. Left arm, right leg. Relax your shoulders. Right arm, left leg. Switch. Left arm, right leg. So when the legs lift, continue alternating, right arm, left leg. You want to keep the pubic bone and 2 hip bones equally pressing by sending your tailbone towards your feet as you lift the leg. Now you can keep them all hovering, but lift that right leg and left arm higher, and then the left leg and right arm higher. As you alternate, try to keep this pattern of alternates. Swimming, tuck that tailbone and swim. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hands, keep that head lifted. Lower the legs. Pull the heel of the hands towards your shoulders as you lift the heart up, but keep the front ribs on the mat. So the underarms are engaged. You're shining your breastbone forward as you pull the base of your shoulder blades towards each other. So you get this open chest expansion. Tuck the chin. Keep the back of the neck long and your gaze is between the thumbs and the top of your mat. Now you're going to float your right arm out to a T. Keep the spine extension as you exhale and float that left arm to a T. You may notice your spine has lowered you a bit. That's okay. With each inhale breath, nod the chin, lengthen the crown of the head forward and up. Press the back of the hands towards the ceiling and the back wall behind you. As you flutter your arms, now add your head to rotate right. Lower the arm center left. So now the head rotates right and left. Good work. Tuck the tail, right and left. Press the tops of the feet down. 2 and 1. Back through center with the head. Sweep the hands back towards the thighs. Notice how the shoulders are rounding forward. Think of opening across the chest, pulling the pinkies towards each other, and tucking the base of your shoulder blades into their pockets against the spine. Breathe here. We hold for 4. And 2. And 1. Bring the hands by the torso. You're going to push into the hands and send your hips back, stretching out the low back. Send your tailbone towards your heels as you pull the belly muscles in so you lengthen the low back. As you stretch your shoulders, walking the fingers away from the head. And then walk the left hand towards the right. Reaching your left sit bone back, you lengthen the left side body, bringing the inhale breath to the left rib cage. On your exhale, the ribs funnel together. 2 more full inhale breaths, left side. Exhale, notice the ribs funneling together. And last full breath. Walk the left hand over. Bring that right hand on top of the left. As you reach the right sit bone towards your right heel, you lengthen out the right side. It's okay to bring the shoulders towards the ears here. We're stretching those shoulders and the lats. Bring your inhale breath, expanding the right rib cage more open. And as you exhale, the ribs pull together. 2 more. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Last one. Inhale, lengthen the full right side. And exhaling completely. Walk through center on your inhale. You're going to come to standing. You'll walk your feet out wide. Slight internal rotation with the toes, so it brings the outer edge of your foot parallel with the side of your mat. Hands on those hips. Reach the tailbone towards the floor. so we're not sticking our butt out like surfer butt. Hands on those hips. You're gonna bend the right knee and lengthen that left inner thigh. So we're folding the torso over. From here, it's like we're gonna slide our butt across the table, shifting over to the left. And you can always bring your stance a little more narrow. It doesn't have to be as deep. Now imagine you're a really fast rollerblader and you're pushing off as you straighten the leg. Yes, that was me on the Bob Jones Trail rollerblading. I think I've seen some of you too. 4, 3, pull the belly in, it supports the spine as we're folded. Last one. And back through center. From here you can fold down, stretch the back of the legs. Your hands are on the ground to support you. Bring your hips in line with your ankles. So it feels like you're falling forward almost with the weight into the toes. Keep your breath steady. With an inhale breath, you lengthen the spine. As you exhale, ease into it. Slowly bend the knees, walking yourself up. You'll heel toe, internally and externally rotating those hips to come back through standing. Stretching the arms up overhead, grabbing the right wrist, side bend over to the left. Feel that stretch lengthening all the way down the right side body. Squeeze the inner thighs together so you're supported with that Pilates powerhouse. Inner thighs, lower belly, glutes, back body, all supporting the side bend. Rise up on your inhale. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Grab the left wrist. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inner thighs, squeezing those legs together. Think of those sit bones drawing towards each other. Drawing the pubic bone up so the belly is supporting the spine and your side bend. Rise up on your inhale. Lower the arms. You can bring that right hand behind the back, grab the wrist. Drop the left ear to the left shoulder, stretching out the right neck. Gentle pull on that right hand to give you more opening into the right side neck. Begin to connect in with your breath. Elongating your exhale. You calm the heart rate. And back through center. Shake out those arms. We'll bring that left hand behind the back, grab the wrist, drop the right ear to the right shoulder. As you gently pull the left wrist, you feel more lengthening into the front left side of the neck, all the way down into the shoulder. And release. Back through center. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Find the length from feet to fingertips, and exhale, lower. Last one for center and balance, right and left sides. And exhale, circle the arms down. Good work today. Thanks for joining me for your Pilates hour.